I do the music each week. You guys probably
Mic
don't
check,
know
mic check.
that.
There is music, you just can't hear it.
No.
Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Roughly.
Yeah, that's pretty much 5 o'clock. And you're watching Chelsea and Tony live. We've got Justin here running the show. And we have some pretty amazing guests with us, Chris and Jordan.
You're using that phrase amazing wrong.
Oh, I get confused sometimes. You know how it is. How have you guys been?
Great.
Doing good.
You have like exciting news.
It settled a little bit.
Huh?
We're actually, it's funny, we quit our jobs and we're busier than we've ever been in our lives. So that was a mistake.
I'm sure. Well, if you people watching don't already know, they left
Well,
the Camera Store TV.
Don't break the big news yet. We have to talk about our sponsor first.
Oh, I
Why?
love
This is just a
Squarespace.
teaser. We'll come back.
That seemed like I just did it. I did it. Okay, this spoiler is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. They have beautiful templates, an all-in-one platform. If you can drag and drop, you can make your own Squarespace website. You can make a beautiful portfolio, and you can do it for free if you use the 14-day free trial. Go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the offer code portfolio to get 10% off. Thank you, Squarespace.
Thanks, guys.
You're so good at that.
Yeah.
It's almost as if you've done that 100 times before.
I've done it so many times. I think about Squarespace in my sleep.
But I cannot do it. It takes me like 12 takes to get it because I almost
That's
never
because
do
you're
it.
not square.
No, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys.
Cool.
Everybody probably knows you from your YouTube channel, The Camera Store TV, which you made up on your own while working at a camera store, and then you built up into this huge phenomenon. And it was definitely one of the channels that we were watching all the time before we had a YouTube channel.
I appreciate that.
Out of nowhere, you guys announced that you're leaving.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We kept it a secret, and it actually stayed a secret
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
because nothing in the camera store stays a secret, but this stayed a secret.
Yeah, and I mean, it was really, honestly, a little bit difficult for us because, of course, we wanted to talk to everybody while this was going on and things like that. Because, yeah, it's a huge change. And we were kind of producing two shows simultaneously while we were still doing Camera Store TV. We wanted to launch DP Review on the same day. So, yeah, it's been kind of a hectic lead up to this. But it made perfect sense for us.
Yeah, it did make good sense. And it frees us up to have more time to work on the show and make the show better. Also, if you've watched our show, you've seen our lab tests and our lack of lab tests and how amazing those were. So this gives an opportunity to give people proper lab testing, but we still get to talk about the handling and the features and just the experience with the camera. So it made sense.
And it's really funny, Tony, because I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago, you posted a video on like why technical tests don't matter so much anymore. So, how difficult it is to, you can't do it on the top floor because the house shakes too much and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At the exact same time, we were like, we can't do good technical tests of cameras. We're not set up for it.
Yeah, it
So
is
was like,
damn
hey,
near
we
impossible.
that can do this for us. We get to focus on the shooting experience. The stuff video does really well. And then when we go back, to back up our results, we've got people who've really tested it thoroughly and done a good job of it. So, and we like those guys a lot too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, they're very good guys.
They are good guys. You guys are good guys too. I'm excited to see more creative stuff from you. So you're going to be able to do more
I think
tutorial type stuff, or what other kind of?
We really want to do
educational.
a lot more educational, explaining a lot of concepts, because I feel like so often in our show we're like, we'll talk about 4K photo mode on a Panasonic and spend 3 minutes explaining it. Like, let's just do some videos that explain some cool stuff that's out there, so we can just always relate people back to that. And what's great is they really wanted us to come over and do like the Wooden Nickels, where we recreate a movie scene, or Unsung Cameras of Yesteryear, the mirrorless party stop motion videos. They were really excited about doing that, not just a bunch of camera reviews.
We're still going to do all the fun stuff.
I'm concerned that you're not going to be able to drink at the end of the year.
We're drinking. No, that was like in the contract.
Okay.
Good.
I think that's what brought us over with, like, you can do camera reviews if you want, so long as you are drinking at the end of every year. That was
No, they were really
top of the
good.
contract.
And I know that's a big concern for a lot of people on forums and stuff. And so, they're really good about saying like, hey, we want you guys for you. We want that personality. We want the fun. We want the entertainment. I think it's a big part of it. Nobody wants to just watch technical. So even when we, as you know, it's like 50% of photographers hate technology. They just want to be creative. 50% of photographers love technology and what it can do for their work. So, I think our role is to keep it entertaining, keep it photographic, keep it artistic, but also interpret some of that technology for people that want to understand how that works better too. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, but we're still going to get drunk for
Good
sure.
for you. So
Yeah,
everybody
it's
who
nice. We
wants
asked,
to
like-
keep watching Chris and Jordan should go to the DP Review YouTube channel and
Yeah,
subscribe
very
there.
important.
We'll definitely circle back with you guys. We want to finish up the intro to the show, and then we'll get into some chit chat.
Now's the time to submit your artistic photos. We'll be looking at them later in the show. So submit those. Get them through.
sdp.io/submit.
Awesome.
Yeah. And there's an option there to join in our Adobe contest. That's a good idea if you select that. They'll just send you one email and they won't bother you too much, but you get entered into win a much better prize if you do that.
Yeah, they won't bother them at all. They're just going to give you your redemption code so you can get to your free trial.
Yeah.
Next week's show is Travel Photography with Louis Chan. He has incredible photos. I've been to Thailand with him. He's a great photographer. He's going to have incredible tips, and he's a really fun guy. So put that in your calendar for next week. If you submit a photo and you get a pick, you can go to sdp.io/vote and vote on all of the picks to find the next week's winner. Last week's winner was Agnes Kowalczyk.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful photo.
Sounds right.
Yeah, beautiful.
Sure, I think I did that.
Yep. And Agnes gets a $20 gift certificate to our store at sdp.io/store, which you can get a couple of ebooks for, a t-shirt, a bunch of different cool stuff. But there's another winner too, and that's Nikolai Klassen. Now, Nikolai selected the option to sign up for our Adobe trial. So he got a 30-day free trial like anybody who chose that option would. But because he signed up, he's also winning a year of the Adobe Photography Bundle, which is worth like $120.
Cool. Cool.
So congrats, Nikolai.
And then at the end of the 12 or 13 weeks or whatever we're doing, all of those winners will be entered to win a year of the entire Creative Cloud suite. So that's Photoshop, Lightroom, Illustrator, InDesign, After Effects, everything.
Yeah, worth like $600. So
Yeah.
Nikolai's entered into that. So when you send your photo in, that's something you can win.
All right, let's get into this.
Well, I think our biggest point of news was that Chris and Jordan were leaving the Camera Store TV.
Look, we
and
have a
moving
picture
over
of them up and they're wearing almost the same thing.
I have two shirts. That is a slightly different Moiré test shirt.
and Chris is wearing a black shirt again.
Okay, well, that's funny. And they're in the
because
same
I'm
spot.
artist.
Okay.
It's called branding, Chelsea.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question? Are you doing one show per week on some kind of schedule, or are you just releasing whenever?
We're trying to do a show a week,
Yeah,
and we're kind of ironing out the details, but I would say it looks like we're going to be releasing videos pretty much on or just after the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, and we
what are
will
you
be
doing with
some
all your
short
spare time then?
We've had no spare
They have
time.
no spare time. They probably actually have production values.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you just going to put a lot of time into each video? Like, you're really working, like both of you are working a full week on each video, or do they have you doing other stuff, like running the lab or something?
We're going to be as lazy as ever, but I think it has to be appreciated though. When we worked at the Camera Store, we had a Monday. Monday was our shooting day. One day to shoot everything, pickups, B-roll, everything, and then Jordan had to edit, but edit around a full-time schedule. So now we are able to take a few days if we want to work on a video, like our intro video that we did with the
our
Sony
first episode
A7
was shot
III.
over a couple days.
Yeah.
Kind of like 9 to 5 for 2 days. And yeah, it just gives us a little more production value for everything. And we really like, the kind of between the shoots and talking point, the interesting stuff that happens. And this just gives us more of that.
Exactly.
We get to throw more of you being, condescending or whatever you
I
feel.
like that.
Me trying to correct.
I have never been condescending to anybody except maybe the people
Me.
on this live show.
Me
That's
personally.
About it.
Hands up. Chris condescending towards you.
Who's condescending? Justin, can you Yeah, cut to that.
There we go. So are we going to have more free time? I doubt it, but we're going to make a better show. So that's a good thing. That's what we're excited to do.
I'm just going to tell Rishi that you guys have been doing one show a week on only one day a week, and that he should expect at least 5 videos a week out of you
You're a
guys.
bad friend.
You're just being lazy.
All right, we'll edit that part out.
Yeah, and so we'll see, maybe we'll take on other projects and stuff like that. But for right now, it's been so intense just getting the transition over and everything sorted out and stuff, and trying to find our own kind of way. And yeah, so we'll see. But I think the key thing is to remember that the show is going to be still Jordan and I very much the way we do things. So yeah, if anybody is out there and they're missing us, they want to keep watching us, just go to dpreview.com and subscribe.
Yeah, it'll just be our same show, just better production value.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be happier too.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. There's already an A7 Mark III review up there. People can go watch it right away.
Yeah, you can go watch a video right away. All right, help us deliver the news. Tony, explain this.
Well, there were a couple of wildlife photos in the news this past week, which is pretty rare. Because like we're talking about like mainstream news, CNN and stuff covered both these shots. And this first one was by a guy who refers to himself as Doc John. And he got this picture of an osprey carrying a shark, which in itself is pretty rare. We have thousands and thousands of frames of osprey carrying fish, but we've never seen one carrying a shark. But the shark is in turn carrying a fish.
Okay. Oh, that's kind of impressive. I have shots that could rival that.
But wouldn't it be amazing if you took all those and baked it in an oven for like 2 hours?
It's like a turducken.
That is the next step. Yeah.
Incredible. It's the new turducken.
I mean, this is
with a new name.
I don't want to brag, but I got this shot that I also thought was pretty impressive.
That would be even tastier.
Yeah, I got it straight out of camera because I just wanted to share it today, right away. But with some edits, I really think it could be something special.
It's actually a pretty good job.
Mouth, you'd be even better.
The light sources match up and everything. You take some pride in your work, Chels.
It's my best work. And of course, you guys have heard of this story. This guy won a photo contest with a fake anteater in the photo. How do you feel about it? Is that cheating or is that just good old ingenuity?
I think the anteater was at one point still alive.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. If it's stuffed, then you are capturing the animal. So I don't see what all this controversy is about.
I think
they should throw away that Conan O'Brien sketch immediately because this is art.
You know, photography is warping time. So what's really the difference between taking a photo and just stretching the timeline of this anteater's life? It was alive. It's frozen in time, not unlike a photo.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the best portraits of me will be taken after I'm deceased.
I don't know about you guys, but anytime I walk through the woods or the backcountry, I'm always finding like taxidermied animals everywhere.
Yes.
So maybe this guy was just like, oh, this is fortuitous. Yeah. As opposed to like he planted it.
Yeah.
Right?
It
totally likely.
It's likely.
I mean, is that something you could do to your friend who's a wildlife photographer? Is just go take taxidermied animals and like plant them in amazing positions all around their house?
Yeah.
They come back with a living photograph, and then you've got to deliver the news like 6 months later. Like, no, dude, that was a stuffed anteater.
You just have to watch their reputation go to hell once people uncover it.
It turns out people don't care if you lie anymore.
No.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Just as long as you get famous.
If you get caught, just tell another more ridiculous lie and then don't stop. Just keep going.
Just shame the people who accuse you of lying. Yeah, just attack their reputation and then everything's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, like I don't want to be mean or anything, but I think the whole orca whale with the pizza was slightly fake.
Oh my God. This guy has lost all credibility.
I don't understand.
What a loser. Canadian losers. The camera store is way better now with Jordan's wife and the other guy. I love the channel so much more.
Yeah, I don't know why you would say that. There are no signs to indicate that this is fake. What do you have here?
There's not too much more news, but there's a new lens, the Nocturnus 75mm f/0.95, and I almost didn't cover it except that everybody was talking about it. They're saying it's the fastest 75mm lens ever, and indeed that's super fast, except that it's not supposed to be released until May of 2019. And they want $2,300 for a lens that won't exist for a year, and they're saying if you wait and order it later, it's going to be almost $5,000. Also, it's manual focus.
Is this a Kickstarter thing, or are they just doing it Kickstarter style themselves? Do you know?
Yeah, it's a credible lens company that makes other lenses. But yeah, you're right. I guess it's a Kickstarter thing. Like, I guess they want the money now for something that they deliver later. It's crazy. I can't imagine they've gotten too many orders for that thing.
But nobody even knows if anyone likes the lens yet. So why would you throw down $2,300?
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
Well, you know what? Lens of the year, 2019. I'm putting my name on that right now.
All right.
And on a serious note, aren't we kind of getting to a point now where fast glass is not always that necessary, or less useful than it used to be? I don't know.
Like the depth of field on 70, I would put the person about half a kilometer away, so I'd usable depth of field in the shot.
Yeah.
I personally just like when the eyelash is in focus and then everything else is a nice rich blur.
I'm
That is a
actually a
nice look.
fan. I think if you can pick up a lens that has unique properties like this, then it can give unique properties to your photos. And when you see the kind of background blur you get out of that, it is something you've never seen before. Like it's very like 3D looking. But in a practical way, I know it's not going to be sharp. It's going to be impossible to get focus wide
Yeah.
open. And there's not going to be any point to using it if you're not using it wide open, because there'd be a million other autofocus lenses you could use.
Exactly.
But we have
I
a
mean,
50
85
f9.5 and
I
it's
guess.
interesting.
I do like the name though, Nocturnus.
Yeah.
Sounds like a medical condition.
Sounds like a spell.
I was thinking man fragrance, but
Oh, it's a good man fragrance.
Oh, it is. It is.
What?
if you're wearing
What mount is that? Do you know?
Oh, they have it for Leica, Sony E mount, and Fuji X mount.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. So
Okay.
yeah, if you
Let's
are a gambler and you have $2,400, you want to gamble?
let's jump right to chit chat.
Okay.
Let's do. All right, this is chit chat. This is the section of the show where we take your comments and then we judge them. So let's go. These comments are actually from Chris's and Jordan's channel, their new channel. This guy says, Ray says, damn, they sold out. How exactly did you sell out, do you think?
we are receiving a paycheck.
So-
All
Yes.
sellouts.
I won't deny that.
What else? You're getting new
I think
clothes and
everybody-
food for your children?
I think, people hear the word Amazon and they either think of the rainforest or they think of gold bricks filling your basement. And I would say that this example would be far more closer to the rainforest than it is to gold bricks in your basement.
For people who don't know,
If we
DP
were
Review is
just
part of
reviewing
Amazon.
cameras with our families shivering in the Canadian cold behind us as we lost our homes, that would be totally legit. We would not be
Yeah.
sellouts at that point. But I just feel like it would be a distracting background element.
I think the key thing to remember is that dpreview.com is, although yes, everybody's owned by somebody, but they're an editorial branch, so they're bound to be objective and unbiased as far as the reviews go. So we're doing the same thing. That's what we've always done. That's what we're still going to do. When we do finally sell out, we'll let you guys know.
No,
but
yeah.
That just hasn't happened yet.
I was really thinking I've got a Nikon T-shirt and a Nikon like a sweater, like a light jacket kind of thing,
Yeah.
and a hat. So I was thinking of doing that for the live show and seeing if I could collect $40 from them or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll know as soon as that
You're going to
happens.
sell out for just a real unrespectable amount of money. You're like, can I have like
high quality
$5?
cotton clothing.
The most legitimate way to sell out is to sell out on a very minor scale.
Tahu says, suck a 200 millimeter. Thoughts?
Nice Tahoe.
Okay, but who hasn't done that though, right? Come on, let's be honest.
Just as a challenge, yeah, just with your
wonderful.
friends to see who can.
yeah, right.
When we all get
Yeah.
together, we just do that just to have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that's not a. Maybe
That's called
not
a photo
negative-
press trip.
Maybe that's not negative chit chat. Maybe that was actually a compliment.
When you took this job, had you ever been on the DP Review forums? Because those guys they're the worst.
It's funny because we've always referred to that as kind of the photographer's hornet's nest.
Yeah.
So, I was like, all right, our YouTube comments should carry over, but what are they going to say on the forums? And we, on our chit chat, I was like, I'll skim through and find some of the meanest stuff. And we didn't get much.
Yeah,
which is-
everybody's been really nice.
they're
That'll
going
change.
to lose their reputation as the angriest place on the internet. For
I have been
photographers. They don't
amazed at how
shape up.
positive the response to your guys' move has been. Because
Maybe
people
we'll
aren't
win.
positive about much.
I know. I went into the forums and tried to get the ball rolling towards the negative.
Yeah.
Like, these guys
Yes, you
suck.
did.
These guys are
Thank you,
not cool.
Tahoe Lanyon.
Nobody took the bait. Nobody took
Oh,
Nick-
another fake name from Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, this is also me. I'm mad at this.
In the
Aw.
face.
The face.
Okay.
I
Sorry,
mean, if
Nico.
it was a frowny face or something,
Yeah,
just
it was
like,
an indifferent
I like that.
face.
Yeah, it's an ambivalent expression. It's like I'm angry, but just in kind of like a sit in the corner angry kind of way.
I
We're
like
not
how-
going to do anything about it.
We're
I
gonna
like
win
how
them
vague-
over with politeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like that it's vague. He's not going to explain what upsets him. There's no
Yeah.
reason for him to be upset, but he is, and he wants you to know.
I could see how moving to another YouTube channel and then clicking the subscribe button. I mean, that's
And
like
they got to click that little bell too.
Oh,
so
that's
that's
hard.
like 2 to 3 button presses. That is tough. That could wreck your day.
I mean, I haven't, because I had to set up a new account. I don't have a Camera Store TV account. So I had to go to the Northrop channel. I had to click the subscribe button, which is not in the middle of the screen. It's
Way
in the
up the
top
top
right.
right.
So you got to look for
You have
that.
to move.
Man,
It's a lot
yeah.
of movements.
oh,
If you don't have a mouse with a wheel, it takes like an hour and a half.
I think what we're trying to say is we feel your pain.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm mad at this too.
You are correct.
Oh, this guy,
That was
I thought
long.
this was, constructive. At the end, the video is so boring. You speak too much about nothing. You need to learn from the guy who speak about video capability. He speaks straightforward, good info about recording videos, and that's all. You talk about the whole globe to end saying that Canada is at north side of United States. Sometimes you speak a lot of nothing. Write first, read later, like a movie actor, and don't talk about nothing more. You guys,
Wow.
Irony.
okay, write something, read it, don't talk about anything else.
Right.
We are going to move to a teleprompter-based system. Neither of us are good with prompters. I think it's going to be a real departure for
Are you really?
for the show. No.
No, that requires a lot of
We've
planning.
I was like, what? That's too hard.
They only have a full week to make a video. They can't be writing stuff out ahead of time.
That whole post is ironic.
What?
That old witch.
Chris, I forgot about you.
Yeah, because it's so rambly. Hey, Chris. Chris is there too. It's just
Hello, guys.
I'm sorry
Chris
I didn't
Reddy out of
introduce you,
Rochester, New
Chris.
York.
I just kept
That's
you in the I
okay.
kept baby in the corner. I'm so sorry. We had some chit chat too. Eugene said, "Bro, you literally know nothing about video, 60p and 60 frames per second or something completely different."
what say you, Jordan?
I believe that they are so closely related that they are actually the same thing.
Could you make like an analogy for me?
Like if I said like an apple that is green and an apple that is red are both apples, that would be akin to saying 60p and 60 frames per second are the same thing.
Right.
They're the same thing.
Okay.
Eugene. Okay,
Phew.
Eugene. Maybe
Well, you
Suck
you
a 200
think-
maybe
millimeter,
Google
Eugene.
it, Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene, go buy an apple.
Yeah.
Figure it
Eugene,
out, bro.
write the words and say it, and then don't say anything else. I learned that from a very wise man.
Yeah, man. Be so boring at the end, bro.
At some point, we have to look at some pictures.
Yes, and I think Chris and Jordan are busy. They
Yeah.
have an appointment to get to.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Chris has
that's
his doctor to go to.
Obviously, we have to respond to those comments now. I didn't see those. I'm pissed.
Yeah, you go and you get on that. You guys, will you join us again? Are you allowed to now that you sold out?
Yeah, now that we're complete sellouts, I think we'll be a lot more useful as portfolio reviewers at some point in the future.
Sure.
So we will totally come back.
And
to
the next live show, we're going to come from our new beach mansion.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really exciting. And it's so
Oh.
expensive to find a beach in Alberta because we have none. You know how rare that is? So we are rolling in it.
That's really nice. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Actually, you
Okay.
can probably talk for another minute because something terrible has happened and the pictures aren't there. So,
Yeah, okay, cool. We like talking.
Okay. Yeah.
Did I mention everybody subscribe? And I will continue to be unscripted and boring. And Jordan will still be concise and informative. And that's just the way it is, you know? Like,
I will just be the cartilage holding this whole show together for the foreseeable future.
that's not
You know what? We could totally spoil. We could tease what we got coming out this weekend.
Yeah. What do you have coming up?
We, a long time ago, borrowed a Fuji XH1 for quite some time
Yes.
and did not ever finish our full review for that. at
Oh, same
Camera
here.
Store TV. So,
Gross negligence.
so
yeah.
we are bringing that to the DP review show.
Yeah.
We like that camera.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We
Yeah.
went to the zoo.
Yeah.
You'll have to see it. It's gonna be out soon. It's gonna be great.
I did see that you went to the zoo. Are you guys heading to California anytime soon?
Oh,
We
yeah.
are going to California in the very near future.
We're
Oh.
looking at Beach Mansion, but we're gonna fly one back to Alberta. We're gonna buy it,
With our Amazon
lift
money.
it with our helicopters, and then Amazon's gonna ship it through their shipping service
Today?
to Alberta.
Because we have Amazon Prime, so
Yeah,
it'll
they
be
ship-
like
they
a
ship
day.
Beach
Yeah.
Mansions. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I'd heard about that service. I'm so
Looking it
happy and I
up.
can't wait to visit. We won't see you in
Oh.
California, unfortunately, but hopefully
Yeah,
we
I
can
know
meet
the
him
puppy
soon.
excuse, right? You're still using the puppy excuse?
Sure.
I do want to say really quickly as well, stay subscribed to the Camera Store TV channel because they've got 2 new hosts, one of which I'm very partial to, and another guy. So you should totally check it out.
That's
They're
twice
gonna have
we've
some
called Dave. His name is Dave Paul.
What?
He's been with us for a long time. He's been on the show before, TCS TV show.
I don't want to get too
And,
attached. People keep hosting that channel and then leaving for some other place, and it just hurts
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Bitten.
I loved your video preparing them for being on YouTube where you were just like shouting terrible things at them to toughen them up. That was really funny.
That's all right off the internet too, man. People are animals.
That was all legit. But
Someone said-
I do have to say, too, people were really civil about that news as well. I was kind of expecting you change hosts on a YouTube channel. I thought there'd be a huge backlash, but everybody's excited to give them a chance. So
Yeah, I think it'll be
I
good.
think it'll be a good show.
I think they're going to be great. Yeah.
But his name is Dave Paul.
Is he
Dave,
related
the
to
other
Jake
guy,
Paul?
Yeah, Dave, the
Yes,
other
he
guy,
is.
Paul.
So there's going to be some controversy in the future, some YouTube controversy, but we just feel like the Paul family is so established on YouTube. It
Yeah.
would be a crazy thing not to let that connection.
Yeah. I think that's really smart. You guys, you utilize that connection well. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks.
Thanks
Bye.
for joining us.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
everybody
See you
for
soon.
watching.
See you guys.
See you soon.
See you guys.
Bye, Chris.
Bye.
Yeah, so I apologize that we're so slow in the photo editing. For whatever reason, the whole system we have to move pictures over to the computer just completely busted. So I'm having to move stuff over manually.
Really?
But in the meantime, we can take a look at a portfolio because that's going to take a second to.
I thought those were all
download.
gone too. Okay. How have you been, Chris? Do you have any questions or comments for us so far?
Yeah, actually, Bev Miller just gave us $50 on YouTube.
Dang.
Wow, Bev,
Bev,
thank you.
Yeah, and no question, but just wanted to know, first photo is what she said.
First photo.
Okay,
First photo?
first photo. I don't know if she's trying to buy a spot or what, but
First
that's
photo.
what she said. First
Oh,
photo.
I don't know how
The
to
first
do
photo
that.
I cared about was a moose that I took in Baxter State Park in Maine, and that's what really started.
Okay,
me.
we'll make this into something. The first
Okay.
photo I liked was from Bath, England. And my aunt framed it for me and made me feel like I was actually good at photography. I think that's what kept me shooting. So you didn't ask us that really, but we answered it. What else do you have, Chris?
Got another question from Cherry Kane. If you could only photograph one U.S. national park, which one would you photograph?
Ooh,
Oh man.
that's really tough.
Yeah, I feel like what's the name of the park in Montana that we went to?
Glacier.
Yeah,
Glacier. Yeah, Glacier is
Yeah.
really gorgeous, and I could spend a lot more time there, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. Anything else?
Yeah, famous painters. This is from Andrew Sargent. Famous painters would often paint out and repaint sections of their pictures or improve the look of their portrait subjects. Was that cheating? And if so, is it different from photography?
Ooh, so I think you're kind of extending a thought on our podcast about if
Yeah.
editing is cheating. And
Mhm.
I think people thought a lot about that one. Well, for a painter, I don't think it's cheating to go back and then just paint over a part. I don't think it's cheating to even leave something out of a portrait if it's an interpretation of a person. It's not supposed to be exactly as you see them. So
But
I
I
don't
think
think
if it's
that's
a
cheating.
portrait, if it's supposed to be a representation, then yeah, that feels a little dishonest.
Well, what about, Vincent van Gogh? He did a self-portrait and it kind of didn't really look like a person.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, there's that. It was so creative and artistic that you knew it wasn't a realistic picture.
So for you,
Also,
it,
he had real mental problems.
it depends on the style. So if it's
If
impression,
it's a realistic portrait and it's painted to make the person look better than they are, then it's a little bit of a lie.
why? So if somebody has a zit, but they only have that zit in that spot once in their entire life, why would you paint that in?
Yeah, I think that's okay. I think if you give them a
You're
smaller
a real
nose
flip
or make
flopper,
them thinner.
Northrop. You're a real flip flopper. Let it be known.
Okay, let's take a look at some pictures because we finally have some ready.
This is artsy.
The
Ready?
sand scream. Yeah, I think the textures on it are pretty.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
He observed the light and the depth, and this one's interesting too. I saw the thumbnail of this and thought it was neat. I like all of the shapes.
Yeah, I do think it's more artistic in a smaller format where you're kind of seeing more of the shapes. Yeah, black and white is a good choice
I think
for
it's more
it.
about the shape and the form on this one, so I put it to black and white. I think it's really nice.
I think if you did a long exposure with that one, like 5 seconds, you'd see the boats moving, and that might hide some of the detail, make it a little more interesting. Just a suggestion.
Ooh.
Yeah, it seems like kind of a nice still life. I like the rope and the placement of everything.
I like the colors, the warmth, the mood.
Yeah, it's nice.
Ooh, you got very creative.
Yeah, this is a nice creative shot. This is a multiple exposure technique, and if you search our channel, we have a video on multiple exposures.
Yeah.
I think you particularly, Chelsea, are really good at them and finding good ways to express them.
I'm going to give you a pick. I like it a lot. It's colorful, it's fun, it's different.
Yeah.
Nice shot, Anna.
This one is creative. Like the lighting is very different for this type of photo. So it looks like a studio shot, but you have a natural background. It's interesting. She is very center in the frame, so I might move that, but this is very beautiful.
Yeah, I think it is nice. It's the power lines that get me, and since our theme here is artistic, I wouldn't hesitate to just go in and take all those power lines out. And this is like 90% of the way there to like a Thomas Kincaid painting, and I would just go the whole way. Like, just go for it. Be artistic about it.
It's beautiful.
Oh, that is pretty beautiful. I really want to level the horizon. I know that's not going to bug everybody, but
You got to do it.
yeah, you got to do it.
It's the Tony way.
I think I'd prefer it if it were just a little more rule of thirdsy.
A very soft photo of a baby.
Some white vignetting going on there.
I like the soft mood. I'd like to see the baby's face just a little bit sharper, but I like the colors and stuff. This one's very different. Oh, these
Yeah,
are
that's beautiful.
brushes.
Oh, it sure is. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out what it actually was, but I love the use of colors, and I think great eye.
Yeah.
That's great. This is a shot that could definitely just, I get a little distracted by the noise, but, there's not much detail here, so just crank that noise reduction right up.
Melissa, I like that this is different. There's no clear subject, really. I don't really know. Is this like a green bean or something? What am I looking at here? A hose?
I think it's just a hose.
But why is it? Oh, it's going off into the distance. I thought it was getting thinner. And an outhouse, a little slice of life photo. Interesting.
Oh, good. Another multiple exposure. I like this one a lot. The original portrait itself is really nice. Yeah, I like it better in black and white too. And I wish the multiple exposure meant something to her specifically. Like it's a very nice kind of nature-ish picture, and maybe she's really into that particular tree or something. But
Pick.
I like when the multiple exposure tells something about the person.
Whoa, what did you do here?
Yeah, I wonder, is this just a... I think maybe they did some editing on the picture. I think I really like it. It's almost, windows are these little views into people's lives, and they kind of show connections between them. At least that's what it means to me.
This is an interesting concept. Your red shirt is really distracting to me. So I'm just going to...
Yeah, I like the concept that you're working with here, happy versus sad. I would take that concept and keep working on it, find more dramatic ways to show each of those, because there's definitely potential there.
A painterly looking photo.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's beautiful.
Aperture blade.
Beautiful
You see
use
it
of
every
light.
show. Respect.
Yeah.
I
great
like
job, Michael.
I like that it's a shot of the light. That's really pretty. Might even
Yeah, don't be afraid to kind of blow those out.
very pretty. Wow. So what'd you do here? Wallpaper.
What is going on? These are
It's
like skulls?
Yeah, superimpose some skulls over it. That's very different. That's definitely creative.
I've not seen anything like that before. Zoom back out.
Wow, that's a cool shot.
Yeah, and they are definitely artists. I don't know that the photographer was doing anything artistic, but we do see artists at work
Yeah.
here, and they are pretty cool. Oh, that's awesome. I really like that shot. A nice long exposure with a person in it. I would just, trim it way down. I almost feel like the stuff that's not moving in the shot is almost a distraction. Yeah, I think that's so much stronger. All right, we've got a little planet style photograph here. It looks like Mauna Kea. Yep, it's Mauna Kea.
I think you can really brighten it. That's a cool one. I'm going to give you a pick. That's interesting.
Yeah, good.
Oh, that's that Peru Observatory, isn't it?
It's Mauna Kea in Hawaii.
Hawaiian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Good, interesting perspective. That's very cool. This is a beautiful portrait.
Yeah, it really is, especially
Really
if
nice
she likes
light.
the piano.
Wow, really pretty pictures. All right, let's see here.
This is a beautiful long exposure. There's nothing about it that says, hey, this person is doing something artistic, but is pretty.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Okay.
Ooh, this one's very different.
Yeah, I love the grain in it, the high contrast. The fact that we're just kind of seeing a shadow of it. Great
Yeah.
concept.
They're working the reflections here.
Yeah, that's a good technique.
I think I would bring up the exposure.
Yeah, I like that idea. Oh, that is a really cool type of double exposure. I'm going to give that one a pick. I like that one a lot too. I know we're giving a lot of love to the double exposures today.
Yeah, we are, but it's different. I feel like they had something specific for the show. What is happening here? So did you Photoshop in these mushrooms?
I wonder, or it could just be like a still life scene that they created. I'm not sure.
That's interesting.
Beautiful.
I like this one. They're just coming out of the whiteness. It's very different, isolated. It feels like just modern. I'm giving it a pick. Nice lines. Wow. Artsy, scary wedding. I'm peeking.
Yeah, I bet they're really happy with this shot. I think you did a really good job of kind of compositing this nice scene together.
It matches the mood of their outfits and their wedding. Very cool.
Nice shot, Brent.
Chris, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, we do. Okay. When cropping, this is from Mike. When cropping, do you find it important to conform to any aspect ratio, or do you not worry about that at all?
I typically do choose an aspect ratio just so that it's not very awkward. But sometimes I break those rules. How about you?
On Instagram, I try to always be 1-to-1 square. For other formats, I almost always try to stay with the original aspect ratio. I don't know why I do that, but I do. There's no particular reason other than I want it to look more like a real in-camera photo.
Well, also, when I shoot, I tend to use that aspect ratio for the composition. So any leading lines going diagonal or the rule of thirds, I've already shot it with that aspect ratio in mind. So that's why I stick to it. This is a very artistic photo. She's levitating. It's like a witch story to me. She's got an arrow through her heart.
Yeah.
Let's give that one a pick.
Great shot, Leo.
Anything else, Chris?
Gotta zoom back.
Yeah. How do you critique? This is from Jake. How do you critique your own work to get better? Which aspects do you cover?
I ask Tony, and I have to rely on him to be honest with me. I'll ask other people that I know personally too. But I will say it can be kind of difficult. We have a photo group, but I've tried to submit, and some people aren't going to be honest with me because they know me from here. Some people are extra brutal because I've criticized their work. And also you have to trust the person. I wouldn't just ask a stranger without knowing how they view images. So I ask someone that I respect and trust. That's usually Tony or Justin. And Tony will be honest. He'll be like, I don't get it, or it doesn't do anything for me, or the crop is awkward. And that's how I do that.
Yeah, it's impossible, right? Like I'll put pictures up on Instagram and judge based on the number of likes that I get.
Yeah.
kind of how good it is, but that's not a good metric because
I
that's
give
just
you-
Instagram people.
I give you unsolicited feedback all the time.
Yeah,
But
that's
you
true.
never mind. Like, I'll be like, what are you doing over there on your computer? Those colors are weird. And you'll just be like, oh, really? Like, we just don't take it personally anymore.
No, I mean, it's all useful. And yeah, once you're on the internet for a while, your ego is gone anyway, like you're dead inside. So
I don't have any
you
of
can
that
just take
left,
abuse.
I don't think. This is so different and so cool.
Yeah, I think it's so cool the way her head is just like floating there.
Her
That's
lipstick.
milk, right? It's a milk shower.
Yeah, it's a milk bath.
But it has that cool green tint to
Yeah.
it that kind of matches the tiling behind it. I don't know if it's a reflection or. And then they matched up the lips too. I mean, I'll give you a pick. That's
the eyes, possibly. Yeah.
a really eye-catching shot.
I would. Yeah, the colors of her skin are just a little rough. Like, because there's like a greenness to her skin, it might be reflecting, but it almost looks like a dead floating head. So if that's not the look you're going for, I would just maybe even isolate and edit her skin tones just to give her a more pleasing look. But this is really cool. Tony,
In
give
case
it a pick.
dead floating head wasn't your original concept.
Well,
I'm just teasing. You made it sound so funny.
this is cool.
Yeah, I like working with flaring a lot. It's, you know, when you start photography, flaring is something you want to try to avoid, but I think it's so cool. They have this lens here with only 6 aperture blades, so we're getting these hexagonal flares. And yeah, I like the idea of putting a little more crazy colors in there.
Yeah, I thought the shot looked a little bit cinematic, so I just went with a more cinematic looking edit. But very cool. Wow, I don't even know what.
Are those balloon animals?
Is it a plant in front of them? Or is this actually. Hold on, let's cheat.
Yeah, I think it's there.
I don't know what's happening. But it's cool. Ooh.
Oh, that's kind of nice. I like the isolation of it all. I think a long exposure here would have helped a lot. Maybe you were on a boat and it wasn't possible, but a long exposure would just take away the details and make it a little more surreal.
But I don't think the water was really moving. I think this is tiny. Like, look really close. This isn't big.
Yeah.
Like, the ice crystals, you can see them. I think that this is like the size of a soda can.
Oh,
The
Okay.
photographer can tell us, but I think it's really cool what you did. I'm going to give you a pick.
he called it glacier portrait. So if it's tiny, I'm going to be really mad at you, Brady.
Tony's going to get
You
angry.
hurt me. There was trust there.
Lobster landing. That makes me hungry.
We should take a look at a portfolio,
Sure.
Chelsea, for our sponsor, Squarespace. We have a couple of options here. Which one of these is catching your eye?
That one.
This one?
The one with the bird.
This one.
Yeah.
Tom Mickelin. This is his portfolio, and
You
it's
can't
listed.
say the last name. You just rush through it. It's
Yeah.
a pro tip.
Oh, I got really far in Spanish that way, just being fast. So the template he's chosen here, well, first he's only got like 8 photos.
But they're good.
But they're all solid. And I'd rather have 8 good photos than like 50 photos with 8 good photos mixed in.
Okay. Maybe he has the free trial. Shop. So you can buy one of his prints. Squarespace comes with a free store. A 13-year-old aspiring photographer.
Dang, Tom.
Dang.
Well, first we want to
Tommy.
see a picture of you.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of you. Unless he's the cow, even more. Things got really impressive.
I think this is my favorite photo. I really like this
love
one.
it. I love the leading lines. I love
Yeah,
the toning.
that
You've got
one's really
such a
nice.
great eye for colors. Look at that kookaburra.
That's right. You're good at that. Great portfolio, Tom. We gave you a little bit of feedback. I wouldn't mind seeing these pictures bigger since you have so many of them. There are lots of different templates you can choose from. So you could go to a full screen layout, like the one that I'm using, for example.
I like that it's simple and you seem to be developing a style already. So that's great. Let's
Yeah.
check out what he had to say.
Right. Let's see. Tom.
Where are you, Tom?
Tom says, easy to set up and the iPhone apps work well with my website.
Yeah, the
that's right.
iPhone app was one of my favorite parts about it because before my website would just look terrible on my phone if I wanted to show someone something on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And now it actually looks really good and professional, and I didn't have to do anything.
Yep, and if you get a bigger tablet, it adapts to that, or a desktop computer. It looks great anywhere because Squarespace has awesome designers. If you want your own awesome portfolio or any type of website, go to squarespace.com/Tony. You'll get a free trial, and then you can put all your pictures up, make them look great. And if you decide you like it, you can actually pay monthly and use the coupon code portfolio to save yourself a few bucks.
Or you can just submit the trial to us too, and we can review that.
Yeah, we'll review your trial.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Chris, any questions or comments for us?
There's some questions that are off topic that I'd rather just handle offline. But the one of the questions that came up, and unfortunately they're not here, but they were wondering if will Chris and Jordan also be traveling to Photokina and C+?
I
if you guys
cannot
talked about
speak for them. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Sorry.
Sorry. I haven't asked them yet.
Have
What
you
else?
ever seen Susan Sontag's essay on photography?
No, I haven't, but I'd really like to.
They brought it up because it ties in with your recent episode, your podcast on smartphones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Might be
I'll take a look.
interesting to delve into that a little bit.
Here's a shot from Steven Herzog.
This is so cool. I'm giving you a pick. I love the unusual expression. Right away, that draws me in, right? Where humans are just wired to look at each other's facial expressions. So if you have an interesting facial expression, that's a really important part of a picture. Steven, you nailed it with this creepy, weird, but beautiful picture.
Yeah, and fantastic concept. Just love the color there. Really nicely done.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, that is nice. Nice kind of close-up shot. We're going to kind of skip through because we actually have to leave a little
Ooh, I
early,
love
so
that
we're going
you
to hurry
use-
as much as possible.
I love that you use these simple lines in an interesting way. It's like you turn the real world into abstract art. I'm giving you a pick.
Nice shot, Paulo.
Really pretty. Very pretty. Ooh, that's very cool.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool exhibit. Good angle on it.
Really great photos this week. Ooh, you took something so simple
Yeah,
and made it so different and beautiful. I'm giving you a pick.
beautiful light on that.
You don't have to have the most interesting subject. You just have to have an interesting view on it. Justin gave me a This poor child. I can't. We're like, he'll be in therapy in 20 years. Remember when the hairy man sprayed me? Ooh, we have more Firewire. So cool.
Yeah, that is a really cool shot. We got to do it in the Cars episode.
Yeah, the Cars episode was cool.
That's
Beautiful.
actually looks like the best water drop shot I've ever seen.
Very
That's such a
interesting.
cool
I'll give
shape.
it a pick, Annie. Very good.
That looks similar to one from last week or the week before.
We're just kind of skipping through looking for, we've been there.
Shibuya Crossing.
Yeah.
I love this concept. You did something different with a place that's photographed all of the time. I'm going to up the contrast a little bit and give you a pick.
Yeah. Good shot, Jason.
Whoa.
Oh, I like that too. All the kind of hands coming in.
He could give a killer back massage. I'll give you a pick.
Yeah, cool shot. We're kind of flipping through looking for photos that seem to have an
That's really
artistic
nice.
intent, I
Yeah.
think. Oh, that's pretty beautiful. Little fairy in there.
Yeah, this is definitely very artful. There's some parts that just look a little bit mushy to me, but I like that you committed to this whole theme. Like, she looks very ethereal and you have the fairy and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd keep working on that style. Just do it more until you really refine it.
Yeah, I like the direction of it a lot.
Ooh. Oh, you went for a whole concept.
Yeah.
Dang, I like it. I'd like to see an even more like ferocious look from her, but I'm going to give you a pick.
Yeah.
It's different.
Dream catchers.
Dreamcatchers. Very cool. Any more questions, Chris? Wow.
That was a snake at first. It's a
Me
rope.
too.
Actually,
That's pretty cool.
Jordan answered the question. They are planning on going to Photokina, but that's probably the only show that they'll be doing.
Oh, okay. They're still hanging out. They should have just stayed on. I
Yeah.
thought they had
Well,
some place
Jordan,
to be.
I think Jordan is. Chris is getting his teeth drilled, I think.
Oh man, that
All right,
sucks.
I'm going to give this one a pick. I love that.
Awesome.
That's pretty. We have to wrap it up, Chelsea, because we have
Okay,
a
let's
kickball
just
for
go.
grown-ups.
Let's just go quickly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris, for helping us out. Thank you, Chris and Jordan, for joining us. Everyone, please go to their new channel and support them. They're doing something
DP
really
review.
incredible, and they're good people. They deserve your support. They also make great content. Justin, thanks for producing the show, as always. You're amazing. You're like that guy in the picture with all the hands.
Thank you. Likewise.
All right, we're out. We'll see y'all next week for our travel show. Louis Chan is going to be the guest. He is an incredible travel photographer. He's an incredible traveler. We've gone traveling with him. He'll take you to all the best food spots. He knows all the best photo locations. It's going to be an interesting show.
Definitely
so join
travel with
us.
Louis Chan
Yeah.
if you get the opportunity.
Ooh, I'm giving this one a pick.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks guys. We'll
See
see you
y'all
next
next
week.
week.
Sorry we didn't look at more pictures. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Chris.
That is all.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thanks Chris. Sorry we're so rushed this
Yeah.
week.